And it's really funny at the beginning of the week, like there weren't many stories, but then as the week went on, like every day there were more and more God signs, and I loved it because what you focus on expands, and we all know that, right? Yeah. But that happens in everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
So good, especially for this, and just being very practical here, especially for our industry. I was talking to a national player up in Rockville, Maryland, not too long ago, and he flies veterans. So he's a pilot. We were talking about airplanes before we got on here. He's a pilot, flies veterans around. So they do volunteer work, and basically he's like at the top of the charts because he says yes to everything that they need a pilot for. He loves flying, literally loves flying. But he told me, he said, Tim, anytime I start getting a bad attitude, and he leads this national company in the title and mortgage space primarily. But he said, when I start feeling grumpy, that's the word he used. He said, I just look and ask myself, when did I fly last? And usually it's I haven't flown for a little bit. And he said, I just go check myself back into fly, because he said, when I see a veteran get on a plane, paraplegic, like missing limbs, he said, it puts everything in perspective. And to the Jeremiah Project, you take your kids to see, either you don't even have to go to a third world country anymore. Like go somewhere in our own country where there's just poverty, and it puts everything in perspective. And that gratitude. But we also were talking about Og Mandino. And greeting the world with love, right? Love in our eyes. And we're talking about when you have that intentionality to put something out, you're transmitting something, that love, that radiance. You're also heightening your frequency to pick up on the receiver, right? So when you put yourself in the way, and God brings those moments for your kids to be empowered, for you to be empowered, for your whole perspective on life, man, you come back to this industry, and all these headlines that we all like to talk about, and the, political stuff, the election year, all that just kind of dies down a little bit when you realize there's people that can't even put two pennies together and even hope to ever afford a home. Like, what are we complaining about? So I love that, man.